Disclaimer: all acts and processes presented in this video are for roleplay purposes only. Please consult a professional equestrian before working with any equines. Thank you, and please stay safe, guys. With the winter months still bringing cold winds and occasional snowy storms, bringing in new lesson students isn't as ideal, especially since mud and slush makes it difficult to learn how to ride. However, this of course won't stop any horse-loving little girl with a dream. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad that you decided to join me for today's video, as I've got quite the unexpected one. But honestly, what's new at this point? So Josh's sister is not at all a horse person, and actually lives in the city in a lovely little apartment. However, they have a little girl named Ainsley who's been in love with horses since she came to the ranch when she was just 5 years old. Ainsley is now 9 years old and just as obsessed with riding as I was. However, her parents don't have the experience when it comes to working with horses, so they've asked me to help find her a potential pony to use for lessons. So I guess it's time to go horse shopping again. The family definitely doesn't know much about horses at all, and as a result have really relied heavily on my judgment in order to find the right pony for Ainsley. She has been taking riding lessons with me for about just a year now, and her parents have decided it was time to take the next step in her riding career, so I did end up agreeing to help them, hence this video being made. Before we jump in, I thought I'd introduce you all to Ainsley a bit more. Like I said, she loves her horses, especially old Casper, who's the most patient thing in the world. The things he tolerates from this little girl is absolutely incredible, which is why I love this horse. She mainly rides English, however, has told me that she wants to be like me and do the fast stuff, in her words, so the hunt begins. So first up, actually, I went alone, as Ainsley has a dentist appointment when I was scheduled to go out. Which is fine, I'd just ride the pony first anyway to see if she'd be a good match for her to begin with. The first pony on the list is a 12-year-old blue roan gelding named Ace. He's very sweet and gentle on the ground, and I had no trouble tacking him up, leading him around, and he was sort of acting like a big puppy dog, just kind of following me around, and so far during the trip, I was actually wishing Ainsley had come with me, as he was a very good candidate for her. That is, until I swung my leg over the saddle and secured myself on. By no means was he bad, but he definitely was not a beginner pony, as he required quite a bit of handling, and I also struggled to get him to pick up the left lead. He didn't buck, but he definitely threatened to, and would most likely take advantage of a younger rider when he could. With all that being said, I didn't need to ride any longer to know that this was too much pony for little Ainsley, so on to the next. This next pony was a similar story, and actually from the neighboring barn at Fir Grove. A 10-year-old pony called Leslie, and the owner informed me that she had never been used as a lesson pony, but was of course broke. This almost led me to not riding her at all, since I was worried that she'd just be anxious and unwilling under saddle with a learning rider. However, I was pleasantly surprised when she was actually quite nice. She had no issue picking up the ass lead and would work off both my leg and rein. Leslie specializes in English, which is what Ainsley has been learning in her lessons. However, she's also told me that she'd like to try Western riding as well, which does put a damper on this pony, but she's definitely not off the table just yet. Hello everyone, it is actually a couple days later, and this time I have Ainsley with me, since she wanted to come try out her potential pony this time. Plus, her parents are working today, so I'm babysitting. Anyway, let's get going then. Today we have a bit of a longer drive, as this pony is located all the way at Valedale Village, which I've heard is quite beautiful this time of year, despite the occasional frost that threatens here in Jorvik. This pony is actually one I've never owned, let alone ridden before. A Gotland pony, and the breed originates all the way across the Great Ocean in Sweden. These ponies generally stand at about a 12 to 12.2 hands, perfect for Ainsley as she is quite a small girl. The breed is quite strong and hardy, perfect for carrying children or small adults. They are usually very friendly and easy to control, and yet they are also known for being spirited and know how to survive in even the most unfavorable conditions. Some say Gotland ponies are wonderful first-time ponies for beginner riders, but of course that always depends on the horse, not the breed. Regardless, I was rather excited to meet him. This is Johnny. He is a 12.3 hand gelding and is known for his quirky personality in the barn. He hates green apples, as Ainsley learned the hard way, but loves carrots and sugar cubes. He's been used as a lesson horse since he was 8 and is now 10 years old. According to the owners, Johnny, otherwise nicknamed JJ, is nice and broke, and not only has done show jumping and cross country, but even ridden in Western riding and gymkhana. So far, this horse had become quite the match for Ainsley, however, there was still the test under saddle. I decided I'd try English first, as it is what Ainsley has learned since she started, so it was important he was able to work well under both types of saddle. I was pleasantly surprised when he was very responsive. His way of going was much, bouncier or short-strided than I'm used to, having big quarter horses and even a Clydesdale. But nonetheless, JJ did not disappoint under saddle. Despite the fact that he was quite bouncy at the trot, he was still pleasant, calm, and collected. In fact, I was so confident when riding that the owner allowed me to take him over a few cross-country jumps in the forest. Johnny may be short, but he has no trouble going over the meter jumps. Once I had finished a short ride, it was Ainsley's turn to try out JJ and see if she connected with him, which, despite her inexperience, did very well in the arena with my instruction and clicked with JJ quickly. She is used to riding ponies though, so his short stride didn't seem to bother her, and while she wasn't allowed to jump him, she was still very excited of the idea to learn how to jump someday. Anyway, nothing has been set in stone yet, but one thing is for sure. Little Ainsley has definitely set her heart on this gelding pony, so I suppose we'll see what happens. Hopefully Johnny doesn't get scooped up by another buyer before Josh's sister is able to make a decision about the new pony, but that will definitely be a video on its own. That is if they purchase JJ, so who knows. We might have a new pony here on the ranch, we might not. Either way, I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to hit that thumbs up button. Also the big red subscribe button. It really helps me out. You can also turn on the notifications button, that little bell, if you'd like to receive a notification every time I upload a new video. And with that being said, see you all in the next video.
We've been talking for an hour, we just can't find the end. We won't understand each other. I wonder how it feels to fall asleep.